Shalom to the Lord's elect. First, I want to say, call Haloyim, Wa'awad, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the other apostles at Great Millstone who rule well. Honors and salutations to my fellow laborers. All you Akimat that is laboring in truth and sincerity. Shalom to you. Shalom to the few Akwaf that believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. I'm watching the news, or listening to the news rather, and it's pretty much geared to a lot of uproars globally. All right, globally, and that's including so-called U.S. of A., where these mandates are being passed down for the workers, especially over here in Babylon, so-called America. You know, they're steadily moving in on all of us to be receiving that stabbing jab, and they're being faced, like, far as the people, we're all being faced with losing our livelihoods, our jobs, unless we consent to getting the stabbing jab. So you have a whole host of medical workers, military personnel, law enforcement in itself, even on the common jobs, factory workers. These mandates are being passed down, and people are out in the streets protesting in great numbers. So before I read this, actually, I'll just go ahead and start with this precept I was thinking upon as I was getting ready to start this video, because this is what's getting ready to happen, man. Well, this is actually happening. I'm sorry. I should say that. It's actually happening. So this is the book of additions to Esther. This is the other part of Esther found in the Apocrypha, chapter 11. All right, it's let's see, chapter 11. Let's go down here. We're gonna go to verse 8. It says, the rest of Esther 11:8. And lo, a day of darkness and obscurity, tribulation and anguish, affliction and great uproar upon earth. And as you look around, that's what people are experiencing right now. All right, all of the inhabitants of the earth. They've been, we all been being faced with, a hard decision. All right, but more importantly, you Israelites out there, our nation, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American people, we're the Israelites. Their goal is to ultimately get us to consent to that stabbing jab. But you see more and more Edomites as well that's in uproar about it, about these mandates. They out protesting. You have orders that that they saying that, hey, if you don't get the stabbing jab, you can't work. Places like New York, California, to name a few. They're moving in on the people as far as the elites. They're moving in with their NWO goal. All right, and this stabbing jab is just a beginning part to the MOTB. All right, the MOTB, the charagma. All right. So, people are aware of what's being forced upon them. And they're not happy about it. All right. People are really ready to take up arms. As you look around, I mentioned the arms sales. All right, the increasing arms sales and arms ammunitions sales. All right. It's an all-time high, record breaking by far, because they know that something's getting ready to happen. All right, great evil is upon this place you call America, which is Babylon the Great, the city of confusion. All right, 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and there was just an earthquake in Bali, one of the Bali islands. I forget where it's located, but there was another place over across seas over in I think it was Asia or Europe. But they had an earthquake like back-to-back days or something like that, and these things are going on. All right. So the focal point I want to remain on is the uproars of the people, man, in the world, in the ecumenic sense, man, the earth itself. All right, these things are happening because there's getting ready to be a change, all right, of power structure, a change of rulership. Excuse me. But all these things must come to pass, though. All right. Verse 3 says, therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world had a beginning and an end. And the end is manifest. And the end is being made manifest before our very eyes. You see? That's why there's no room to be proud in spirit. That's why there's no room to be arrogant or have pride, in itself, man. We're entering into some very troublous or perilous times, man. I'll get that. Let's get that 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1, it says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And that's what we're experiencing right now, perilous times. All right, perilous times are upon us, man. All right, perilous times are quickly grabbing a hold on a lot of people, man. All right. People are upset about their so-called civil rights being taken away from them, their liberties, all right, so-called liberties they've been given. My body, my choice. You see? So you had that my body, my choice with the abortion thing, but now with this stab and jab mandate, all right, people are saying my body, my choice more often. All right, but this is Perilous from online etymology dictionary. It says full of danger. Yeah, man. Hey, these times we're living in is full of danger. All right, you look at the situation with the containers at the shipping docks out in California, which supplies almost half of the country's good in itself. What do you think it's going to cause when you start to see you already started nose of seeing your market stores being emptied. You can't get the goods you once had access to when you go to your local market stores, and there was no problem with getting them. Now people are hoarding food, hoarding different items that they use. So this thing is jumping off. Let me finish this up. It says, full of danger, risky, involving exposure to death, destruction, or injury. Yes, it says also spiritually dangerous. I mean, what more can you say, man? Especially when it says involving exposure to death, destruction, or injury. Well, that's very well what the scriptures say about what's coming to this earth. That's why you see brothers bringing out this precept more and more, because it drives a point home. And if people are really call themselves being woke, they will understand very well what's going on. All right. 2 Ezra 15 and 14 says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Yeah, woe means misery. All right. It says, verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draw it nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So, that goes hand in hand when I read as far as the definition of perilous. All right. It's exposure to death, man, and destruction or injury. What do you think gonna happen when you can't go in the store and get the food, and your home doesn't have any food in it? But now you act with desperation, and you're gonna start, you're gonna start looking toward your neighbor or the people you live around. All right, to seize their goods. All right. Verse 15, it says, for the sword and the destruction draw it nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Yeah, man. That's what's going to happen real soon here. Verse 16, for there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. No food is going to cause people to invade one another. You see? Let's jump down to verse 19. Well, actually, I'm gonna read down. Because all of it is right on point. It says, for there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. They should not regard their kings or their princes, and the course of their actions stand in their power. Where, well, you have it where law enforcement is quitting in waves over this stab and jab mandate. Okay? There's not going to be any kind of government or law enforcement to listen to if you don't have any. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no, and that's self-explanatory. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. And that's what the people are experiencing, great tribulation. All right, so, yeah, we're in some times it's going to create, we're in some times it's going to create lamentations, woes, all right, and great misery. All right, great misery, great destruction, great death. All right, that's what's coming to this earth, man. Especially over here in Babylon, so-called America, man. This place is folding overnight. Through the Spirit, this place is folding, man. Hey, this place is folding overnight almost, man. The spirit, man. If you're all you Israelites out there, that's spiritual, that actually believe in Yahweh Shem Yahweh, you can see this place folding right before our very eyes, man. And this is what we've been looking forward to, brothers. Okay. Fat lady about to get ready to sing on this place, man. Curtains are closing on this place right here. All right. So, I mean, just be patient, man. Remain patient in spirit, Akim, and you feel Akwaf. All right. I gotta get back in here. My break is over, but Lord willing, you were edified, man. And I want to say shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, man. Shalom.